Hello everyone. Mustafa, you're the first one. Hello. I think you were in this chat before I was. um, yeah, that was a shame, wasn't it, guys? I mean, I didn't expect us to win today. Hold on, I'm just going to have to mute the television if I can. Yeah, I didn't expect to win today. But you always hope that you're going to turn up in these games because, you know, they do mean a lot. And I actually thought, if we're going to start on the positives, that we actually did quite well for the first half. By the way, sorry for how I look. I look absolutely disgusting, honestly. I've had a really long weekend at work. I've not felt well all week. So, yeah. Hi, Chris. Stephen Smith, sorry out. Listen, I'll talk through Sarri in a minute. But no, I did think we had an okay first half. I think Ashley actually said on Sky Sports that we were the better team. But I thought it was pretty even. And the only thing I can say probably at half-time is that Sarri probably was a bit too comfortable, actually. I don't think his team talk would have been the same as Jurgen Klopp's. I think Jurgen Klopp said, keep going, we need to get these 3 points, we need to win the league this season. I think that's what kept them going. I think especially when you could see when Salah scored his absolute wonder goal, which, let's face it, was amazing. I think they're saying on TV that Jorginho should have stopped it, but I don't think anybody could have stopped that. So, you know, I won't go through that. And I'll read through your comments in a minute, guys. But yeah, I think most of you are confused as to why Hazard started as a false nine when we've been playing a system recently that's actually been working out quite well. We started well against West Ham, but I think Sarri's thinking Liverpool. Well, I think when we come to play Liverpool, City, possibly United, he tends to change it. And okay, fine. Like, you know, I love the fact that in a way he tried to include Loftus-Cheek and Hudson-Odoi today, and probably to put both of them in. He obviously still wanted to keep Willian in the team as well. He had to move Hazard around. And I'm not saying that I agree with his tactics. I think he probably should have just, you know, more or less kept it as what it was against West Ham. I understand Liverpool are different, but I thought for the first half, you know, that his sort of system works. The bit where it went downhill, I think, is when you're 1-0 down. I mean, I don't think Dave had a shocker today. Aspilicueta he's always had a position. I don't think, ever since he's moved back to right back, which is actually, you know, let's face it, his normal position, he's not really done very well. Constantly leaving his side unmarked. You know, Liverpool players were just waiting on that side because they knew they were going to be left unmarked, and eventually they got a goal out of it. In terms of Sarri, because I know a lot of you will comment now, are you Sarri in or are you Sarri out? Let me know, because I'm sure there are still a load of Sarri in fans, like so many, and passionate ones as well. Defo not Sarri's fault. In, out, in. See what I mean? It's sorry, obviously in. See, it's very, very mixed. It's not what I would think we will be saying out. But the problem is here, guys, is that I think the problem with Sarri, I think, is that we're just not playing the way I think attacking style of football is meant to go, if that makes sense. So I think his system isn't working. I think, you know, he sort of started things off on the wrong foot by moving Kante out of position in the first place, and it's already gone downhill from there. For me, the biggest problem, and it's not actually down to his tactics as such, is the fact that he doesn't get a reaction out of the players. They don't want to play for him. And I truly just believe that. And I think that's why I'm always Sarri out, because I think if your team isn't reacting to you, then, you know, it's unfortunately time to go. So Tony, I would say I'm Sarri out, but not for the reasons everyone else thinks. Everyone else thinks that I'm Sarri out because I really dislike him and I've got a personal vendetta against him, and that's really not the case. It's just the fact that I see where it's going and it's not going to work out long term. I'm not a plastic fan, actually. Thank you. So yeah, Sarri hasn't got enough, I suppose, so we need to complete revamp. Yeah, we do, but it's never going to happen, darling. You know, Hazard's going to go in the summer. We've got our transfer appeal hearing. I think it's already been, actually. We'll have to see what the decision is and everything. But I mean, I think we've got a lot of problems coming in the summer, and I don't think Sarri is the man to be able to fix it. You know, the biggest thing about Jurgen Klopp, and I think he does have such a winning mentality, and he's been working at it for quite a few years. And yes, they weren't good at the start. I mean, we've got good players. I think when Jurgen Klopp came to Liverpool, I think they needed to get the good players in, which is why when they brought Salah in, everybody started to improve. And with us, we've got our best player, Hazard, who's going to leave, or we don't really have a replacement. And I don't think Sarri will be, I'm so tired for work. I don't think Sarri will know how to fix it. I really don't think he'll know. I think he'll be too out of his depth. You lack knowledge, Ganesh. Darling, so rude. Ask me a question. If I don't get it right, yeah. Yeah, who is my replacement for Sarri? Honestly, fuck knows. I don't have any answers, guys. I just know he's not the one. I mean, I hope we get Champions League football, but I don't know, guys. United have got a game in hand, haven't they? So... Mourinho. Yeah, I don't think Mourinho's coming back to Chelsea anytime soon, everyone. Not with the same board, anyway. I mean, listen, the story of the match today, I think, is even in the first half. Yeah, I think we had a decent first half, like I said, but yeah, Lampard, maybe that would be fantastic. But we never had anything in the box, and even when Hazard tried to cross it in midway through second half, there was still nobody there. So all his hard work to get it into the box was sort of wasted. But Salah's goal was second to none. I miss seeing goals like that from Chelsea, I mean, I remember when we had, the likes of Michael Essien and JT used to come up with some fantastic goals, and we just don't really have those anymore. When David Luiz scored that wonder goal at Fulham, Matic in Everton, I miss those sorts of goals from us, and we don't see that anymore. And I think we're attacking style of play, which I think Liverpool play a very attacking style of play of football, and it works for them because they've got the right players to do that, and they've got a fantastic manager. I think he's a really good manager anyway. I think he gets away with a lot, Jurgen Klopp, but I think he's good. But today we're not going to win that. I think Hazard did turn up today. I do feel like he did turn up. It didn't pay off entirely, but I think that was more the players around him. I think we need additions. I don't think we need a complete clear out, no, but I think we need additions because the problem is that when JT left and Frank left, they were the last players that would know sort of what it means to play for Chelsea and, just have that captain mentality, that leadership, and we don't have that anymore. So, Conte in. Sophie Rose for manager. Well, don't say that to Ganesh. She just went mental at me. Barca away to me. I'll see home. Why so mate? I think he just thought he'd change it around. He did it for City. Thought it would work again. We know that it doesn't really work. We know the system of false nine doesn't really work for us. I know he wanted to bulk out the midfield, and I'm all for playing Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek any day of the week. But at the end of the day, I think once that first goal went in, that was the beginning of the end. So, and I wouldn't normally say that because when you go a goal down, it doesn't necessarily mean the game's over. But I think when you're away at Anfield, it does, because they're just going to keep coming at you. Because at the end of the day, this game was it looked more important to them. It was a good big rivalry for us, but Liverpool want to win the league, so. How am I supposed to control Hazard's ability when he is blah 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 1-on-1? Okay, yeah, but. At the end of the day, I don't think our problems came down to Hazard today. I think we didn't defend very well. Like I said, I think Dave was out of position all over the shot. Jorginho didn't have the best performance again. There's lots of other things that go wrong in these games other than just relying on Hazard 24/7. But I do believe once he goes, there'll be no hope for Sarri in making the team what he wants it to be. We don't have... Fine, if you want to say we don't have the players for that, we don't have the players for that. But, they aren't responding to him. So I think if you had a manager that's very well established and has, the biggest thing about Jurgen Klopp is that the players obviously really like him and he gets the best out of those players, and Sarri doesn't have that ability. So Tony doesn't have what CDM. We need to really... Okay, I agree. But at the end of the day, I think he should have came in and worked around Kante, not moved your best midfielder out of position to try and implement a style of play that we've shown for the second part of this season, or towards the end of the end of the first part of the season that doesn't work. That's it, you know. Lack of football people at top of the football club, destroyed. Yeah, we did get destroyed a bit today. Transfer ban may give you a chance for once. Yep, that's one thing I'll agree with for sure. And we've got about 900 players on loan, so there's many more that can come out and do a good job. But I don't know. I just think that I think I've never seen so many fans of a little bit. Apart from when Rafa Benitez was at Chelsea, I've never seen so many fans, especially match-going fans, that just aren't up for it. So, I don't like Louise as a defender. I'd move him further forward, but then who do you take out of there? Because we've got better players. That's what I mean. We've got such fantastic players in our team that aren't performing, so it's quite hard to say at the moment who I would prefer to be my starting 11, because I think it's quite nice to rotate. I think it's lovely that we have the option to rotate in the midfield. You know, we have Kovacic and Barkley and Loftus-Cheek. You know, we've got all these different players that we can use. I just don't think they're being managed properly. Yeah, maybe they were dominated. I think they had about 68% possession. And I think, actually, to be fair, their attempts at goal, they had 15, we only had 6. So however many of those was on target, I think that says it all. You know, it was very one-sided in the end. The second half showed that, I think. Mojo, what do you think of Loftus-Cheek and Adoy today? Yeah, I think they played an alright game. Again, I just think when I watch these games, when we lose like this, it just reminds me of all our problems. So I tend to not really focus on an individual's performance. I tend to look at it as a whole, and it was just pretty poor. Second half was really, really shit. Yeah, in the second half. No, I think, you know, Hazard still had it in him, for sure, but he can't carry a team by himself. You know, you do need other players around you. It'd be a bit like putting Mo Salah in our team. I don't think just because we put him in, it would work. You know, it's just a group effort. And then I think your best players can perform even better when they've got good players around them, which is probably why Hazard wants to leave. You know, he's been very, very loyal to Chelsea over the years. He's stayed with us even when we haven't had Champions League football. And for a player like him, he could easily have just up to left then. But he stayed, and he deserves to go wherever he wants to go because he wants to win big trophies, you know. Yeah, I think a lot of people have wanted Icardi for quite a while, but whether or not we'll get him. Chelsea man of the match today, I don't think there is one. Sorry. You can't really say that when you've conceded 2 goals. Okay, fine, Salah's goal was second to none, but I think the first goal could have been avoided. It's just poor defending. Sophie has sex hair. No, this is work hair from working in a nightclub until 3 a.m. And I was so tired when I got in, I didn't shower, so I'm going to go and shower. Sorry. Yeah, life of a glam model, not so glamorous, is it? Do you find the American accent annoying? No, I love it on guys. Very attractive. Higuain can't run, and why was Hazard laughing while we were losing? Well, I mean, wouldn't you laugh at this situation? I bloody well would. If I was on the pitch, I'd just be there like, what the fuck? Is it just me? Diego Costa. I mean, listen, with Diego Costa, we all miss him at the bridge. I think he got himself into too much trouble, and he wasn't reliable in terms of that. But in terms of somebody who had hunger for the game, yes. Conte or Sarri. Conte. I quite liked Conte. I backed him for ages up until the end when he got stubborn and I think tried to prove the board wrong a little bit. But who knows? I don't know. All accents, Charles. I do get mixed up between Irish and Scottish quite often, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. I know. Backwards, isn't it? It's the other way around for each of us. What do you think of Chelsea goalkeeper? Yeah, listen, I thought Kepa made some good saves, especially in the first half. But I don't think he could. I don't think I was down to him today. There's nothing he could have done about the first goal in the end because it was just poor defending from. You know, he's got four players in front of him that did a terrible job. I think Rudiger going off again. Shit, I forgot to mention that is another thing that's terrible because he's vital to our defence. Badly injured? No, I do reckon he'll be out for 2-3 weeks though. So actually, to be fair, because we're at the end of the season, not so great, is it? I mean, let's just hope by the time it gets to the Europa League final, he's okay. Because I think we'll make it. Top 4. I don't think we're going to get top 4. I think we've got to cut our losses here and just accept the fact that we need to focus on the Europa League, and that's how we're going to get into the Champions League. I'm sorry, that's the way I see it, you know. Zola. Yeah, I worry that Sarri will bring in players that aren't right for the Premier League. But like I say, if we have this transfer ban, we don't really have an option for anything. So we'll be in a lot of trouble. And that's what I mean. I don't think Sarri will be able to fix it. So that aspect of it is out of Sarri's control. That's not his fault. Who likes my rubbish bin? Taking the rubbish out in a bit. Yeah, we can still be united. That's not really what I'm worried about. It's all our other fixtures, really. It depends how we want to turn out. Like I said, they're not really responding to what Sarri's doing. So, and I think, you know, these derbies are really important, and we've seen how we can play at Anfield. You know, when Sarri first came to us, we played really, really well. But I think you do have to have... I don't know if you... I mean, he's rotated players quite well, I suppose. You know, listen, the bottom line is, for me, I just don't think the players want to play for him, so... Alonso hasn't had a good season. He's a great wing back. He's not a great full back. That's what I would say, you know. Sorry, I'm just reading for all your questions. Spidey on the wall. Where's there a spider on the wall? Shut up. Bloody well hope not. I shit myself. No, that's enough. Sleep well. Emerson has been superb, correct? Superb is quite a big word. I would say overall, when he's come on and played, yes, he's been good. Where is Troops? Don't know where Troops is. He went out last night with Expressions. They got a bit drunk, I think. There's no tarantula. Stop it. Thank you, PH. Yeah, when Hazard hit the post, I literally was like, no. Like, I thought we could have been back in it by then. But nah, listen, it wasn't for us to win today. So I don't really want to put it all on that chance, because I think the bottom line is we didn't have the quality in us that Liverpool did. So, because I think mentally we were up for it, for sure. We just weren't as good. It's in the corner over there. Right, I'm not having this. You're all having me on here. It's time for me to get in the shower and go to bed, I think. Sophie should be manager. Don't tell Ganesh that. He'd hate that. Yeah, I mean, listen, I said Liverpool win the league at the start of the season, so I had to stick with them. I know a lot of you want it to be City. I personally don't want to see City win another title. But, yeah, I think they'll go on and do it, actually. And we weren't good enough today, guys. It's just the bottom line of it. And every game for me is just dull. I don't, you know, I'm not motivated to go to the games at the moment. I'm really, really not motivated to go. And that's purely because of how we're playing. The atmosphere is not that great. You know, I was there on Monday night. To be fair, Monday night was good. And we saw some good goals. So, you know, Hazard's fantastic goal. But again, that just reminds me that he's going to leave in the summer. Thoughts on Mason Mount? Yeah, he's done really well for Derby, hasn't he? You lot are so funny. Spider. I'm not a slag. I don't sleep around. But thank you. Reece James over Aspie. Nah, listen, I don't really want to say anything bad about Dave. No one's having a good season, so I've said what I've said today. He wasn't that good, and that's about it, isn't it? Well, Pulisic, yeah. Do you know what? I've completely forgotten about that. He has been getting injured recently, though, so we need to be careful of that. But luckily, we signed him before this whole transfer thing, so I mean, any addition would be good, wouldn't it? Let's face it. You know, whether they're the best signing in the world or not, I think that's a different story. But it's better than going into the season without any reinforcements whatsoever. Okay, then, guys, we have been chatting for literally 20 minutes. And for also, sorry, guys, I forgot to say this. Thank you so much to everybody who was watching my new YouTube channel, Sophie Rose World. I've now got 3 videos up, so if you want to go and have a look at those, I answered all your questions, and thanks so much for subscribing and watching. It really means a lot to me because I really want that YouTube channel to do well, and you know, like I said, whatever you guys want to see, I'll do. So much love from Trinidad. Hi Brian. Hope you're having probably nicer weather over there than it is here. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I am from Cyprus, Joe, yeah. Sophie the feet. Tell me about it. What was that about, guys? What's the feet thing about? You know, we'll talk about that more on my channel. I think I'm filming tomorrow or Tuesday, so we'll get there. But I'm going to tweet, go on my Twitter, Sophie Rose UTC in a minute, and I'm going to tweet out what you want the next video to be. Anyway, guys, I'm really sorry that we couldn't perform better today. I would, you know, I really... It's very depressing, isn't it, at the moment? We actually did a video, me and Ben, on Chelsea's best and worst signings earlier this week. So I'm sure there's lots of bad ones I've missed out and good ones as well. But we can only have 5 each, so have a look. But yeah, sorry guys, we couldn't win today. Oh, hi from London to India. But yeah, so just, you know, I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. We'll analyse this game properly rather than just a live, you know, because I'm talking to all of you here, so I'm mumbling. But yeah, sorry we couldn't win today. It wasn't a good game. I'm sure the fans that have gone all the way up to Liverpool are a bit fuming. So I feel sorry for them because it's really, really cold today as well. It's going to be absolutely freezing up north. But I just hope that soon, you know, things resolve themselves a little bit more, and at least, you know, fans are enjoying watching the football and going to it, you know, because it's not a good time at the moment, unfortunately. 2-0 down, another 3 points lost. Our race to the top 4 is getting ever harder, I think. I don't see us getting top 4, but I would love to be, you know, optimistic. And so, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And look out for my new video on Sophie Rose World. That will be coming in the next couple of days. Love you guys. Have a good Sunday.